new thing I'm going to do is go through the stages of painting being done. Now I have two that I've been neglecting for quite some months, and although they are well past the beginning stage, I've had a mind to sort of film how it actually comes about, how it develops, because they're a bit like a photograph developing with the paintings. So here is one that's gone quite a bit, and it's to look like that and end up. Although colours in this aren't too great, so you can see in this I'm making it a bit brighter, but that's how she'll look really. This is what we're working from. Just actually put the camera right on these so we can see what they're to look like. Now I've got two pictures. This is the one I'm going to be working on today. Well, I say work, it's not really work. When it's work, you don't want to do it. It's something you want to do, so it's no work, and you're just creating something. So that's how she looks now. We'll see how we progress today. I'll probably concentrate on her face because that's the most important thing, and when you know you've got that as it should be, and the rest it just kind of goes that much easier. In fact, you can spend a lot of time doing all the other areas, and they can go really sluggish, but when the face is done and you know it's as good as can be and the way you want it, then the rest of it just is so much easier. So I'll probably really develop the face today and see how that goes. And here's how she should look here. As you can see, she's really gorgeous, and this is how we'll be hoping to get her to look. And when we get that standard, the rest of it will just go easy. Now my next one is, well, this is how she's going to be. It's the same woman actually, just the best I've seen. She always looks different. That's what I like as well. Great picture this as well. What a very detailed, quite striking. And only I think had one day's work at it. A lot of blank space, but you can see it forming already. Face isn't too great, so again this will have to be changed and manoeuvred to look like that. And the closer we get to that, the better the painting will be. She's well away from it now, so as we do in the early stages, we can see we're off course and we need to decide what has to be altered to get her like this, and we will get that. So I'll probably concentrate on the faces first. As I say, that will just let the rest of it just fly, as opposed to going round in circles, getting stuck and things, making mistakes. It doesn't really flow until the face is done. That's the key. Once that's done and you know it's up to standard, then the rest will go. Well, this has took a bit longer than I thought as usual, so we'll see at the end of the day how this one comes on, and then it will develop from there. Right, so that's it right now. That's how she should be. Okay, that's us at the end of the first day. Not spent as much time in it as I intended, and don't seem to have got a huge amount done, but it has come on at least somewhat for the day. detail in the hair and the face. It's a bit more real. Not really touched anything else. But in relation to the one I'm doing, still quite a way off of that reality. I'm on the road kind of thing. Need to get it more real. As I say, it's in stages, so each stage will be a bit more refined. I'm going to concentrate on this face before I move on to the rest of it. So that's hardened out, but needs more layers. So we'll see how it goes. Next day will be tomorrow before I get back to it again. Okay, that's it then now. Here's the day's input. Again, I've not spent as much time as I'd intended, but got to get this face right for the rest of it to continue. And you can see here, she has taken shape. It's just getting more detail into it. Just got to keep bringing the layers up. She's looking good, but we're still not quite there. We'll finish the face tomorrow, hopefully, and then start moving on with the rest of it, building it up. You can see it's all faded now. So that's the days, and that's where we are. Right, let's end another day. Again, didn't spend as much time on it as I liked, but face is starting to take shape. Very realistic. Still not done with it, but it's in the region of what I'm looking for. Wee bits of the skin. I'll probably start putting more layers on the other skin tones next, then filling out the darker colours. But there will still be face and hair to do tomorrow, so that's it now. Okay, here's today's input. Got a lot more detail in it. Up here I've started bringing in the legs. See, this one's a bit more real. Again, it's just a matter of constantly building up layers. So that's it for another day. Right, here we're at the start of another day. I'm hoping what's left here I can pretty much complete these areas that need brought up. The hands down here and that leg really, and then the shoes have to be brought up, but they're quite straightforward because it's just a dark colour. That's a bit intricate because the way the materials went, so the line's a bit time consuming, but it's not too hard. It's bringing up these colours to be more solid and realistic. So hopefully we'll get these parts done today, and maybe just some finishing touches in the morning when then the frame will go on. And that's the plan. Whether that happens or not, we'll see, because even when I do bring these bits up solid, then I just kind of study it and think, you know, could that be a bit more real? And it's really finished when you've just had enough of bringing up each area and you think it's as good as it's going to be. So I mean, that can go on and on and on, but looking at it now, I can see that it's at least possible to have it finished in a day. So we'll keep that in mind and go on with it and see what happens. Well, that's it for another day. Not got it finished. This has been going on and on and on, and it's still not done. You can't just put a colour on it. It's layers and layers and layers until it finally looks like what you're trying to get. And if you don't get it in a go with the watercolour, you have to then go over the whole thing, the entire thing again. So it's a bit of a race to kind of get it all looking as you want it while the paint's still working, which is very short time. And we're still not there, so it's refining process now. It's just going on. We've got some detail in here. It's looking good, but there's a lot of bits that's got to be smartened up, if you like. So I don't think it'll be seeing the frame as soon as I'd like it to, because when it gets to a certain stage, when I finish this, do the hands, the arm obviously, then it'll be a case of taking sections and going, right, that's needing to be brought up. That's, you know, you can take them in portions then, you know, and start bringing them up to the level you want. But I can see there's a lot of that left to do. So that's it then out. But it is looking good. When it's done, it's going to be the best around. Right, that's an end of another day, and we see it coming to life a bit more. You know, they're getting quite similar now. Although the one I'm working for's got a colour cast. The colours are all sort of a brownish pale shade of it. So I mean, I've changed a lot of that. I want the background quite a little brighter so that she's standing out more. Got some more detail about here. Started doing the hands. This kind of area here, a wee bit of the arm. Well, the general thing's kind of done now, and it's a case of taking sections. Like, I want to do this, get this more real. I'll need to build up the hands a bit more. This bit here I did just various bits. I mean, this leg, I can see now that this needs change, so I can do it kind of in sections now, but up to here, and then if I touch this bit I need to do the whole thing. So that's just the kind of way it goes with watercolour. This is kind of scrappy, so that'll all be tidied up. But just taking wee sections and making it more and more lifelike as possible. But I'm quite pleased with how it's gone. It's looking like one of my best.